Technology is difficult, folks.
Hold on, we need to get the right names and logos. Here's Darius Gray, coming off a game where he had 24, 13, and 9. Elijah Brandon airballs there. Wally Jones nearly saves it. It'll be recovered by Steward. They get it into Richardson, guarded by Jones. Richardson steps back, puts up a 3. That one no good, rebound Brandon. Elijah looking to push the pace. Finds Cosby in the corner, he puts up a 3 and puts it in. Stu Cosby. He struggled to get his shot going early in the season, but as it's gone on, he's gotten back to what we've been used to seeing from him last year. If you give him any space from behind the arc, he's a threat to put 3 points on the board. Darius Stewart tried to get it into Richardson, pass stolen by Wally Jones. Now here's Darius Gray. Over to Elijah Brandon. They'll give him some space going to the left. He tries to take it. Gives it to Gray on the rim. Gray backing in on Landis Stewart. Double team comes, throws it up and gets the bounce. Tough shot from Darius Gray. Saints lead 9-7. Just about 5 minutes gone. Xavier Nelson, hand it off to Ben Vaughn, steps back, 3-pointer, no good. Talking to Coach Jones before the game, he mentioned how limiting the 3-pointers to Steward is a key, as Elijah Brandon is going to get 2 free throws out of that. Shooting has been an area of problems for the Saints this year. Brandon able to go 1 for 2 at the line. Nearly steals the inbound pass as they tried to get it to LJ Vaughn. Richardson gets around Colin Johnson, goes inside. Shot blocked by Nate Roberts.
Hard foul taken at the end of that play, too.
Saints looking to run now. Johnson will slow things down. Hands it off to Brandon. Foul against Ben Vaughn. Cosby finds Brady Burnett. Off to Brandon near the top of the key. Shot clock down to 12 for the Saints. Gets a screen from Roberts. Tries to get it into it. Stolen by Vaughn. And the Steward looking one. LJ Vaughn just loses it. Now Harrison Hazelgrove. Check there for Ben Vaughn. Minute 46 to go in the first quarter. St. Christopher's leads 10-7. Stewart Cosby finds Nate Roberts. Colin Johnson having a tough time controlling it. Now Cosby over to Johnson. Shot clock winding down. It's at 5. Nate Roberts goes inside off the glass, missed it. Rebound tapped loose. And Nelson able to get it over to LJ Vaughn. And here's Richardson. Has a size advantage on Burnett, but that's an offensive foul. Extended the forearm, and Brady Burnett steps in and draws the charge. It looked like Brady definitely got his money's worth there. Took a hard foul, but got the ball back for it. Under a minute to go now. Darius Gray check back in. The Saints will go right to him. Missed the shot, but Gavin Johnson fighting for the rebound. Taken in by LJ Vaughn though. And now Steward looks to run. Richardson finds Preston Day. One dribble, mid-range is good. 2-3 run, fast break by Steward. Got a 13-second difference between shot and game clock. Lost that opportunity to try to go 2 for 1. Now here's Harrison Miller. And Colin Johnson. Hands it off to Brandon. Elijah Brandon, shot clock down to 5. He hoists. No good, but Gray rips away the rebound, tries to throw it up to a lot of contact. No whistle. Now LJ Vaughn on the other end goes right at Johnson, missed a shot. It's loose, still fighting for it under the hoop, ripped away. Into the hands of Preston Day. Didn't realize how much time is on the clock. It does not get a shot off. Chaotic ending in the first quarter. And we'll see the Saints coming away with a 10-9 lead after 8 minutes. Welcome back. Second quarter, just about ready to get underway. And the Saints holding on to a 10-9 lead after the first quarter. JT, what are some things that you saw in the first half of the Saints?
Well, there was a short time in there where Darius was out, and you could just see the intensity as soon as he came back in. He's definitely going to be a big key later as this game goes on with his physicality and aggressiveness, as you see right now.
Harrison Miller had a good look from 3, couldn't get it to go.
But even right there, he distracts multiple men, and just gives openings to the rest of the team to make something happen. Saints perimeter is holding fairly strong, though. Not too many opportunities, and they have forced the difficult twos, as we saw right at the end of that first quarter.
As there's Xavier Nelson gets that one to go. These two teams matched up last year in the 804 Coaches for Change Classic. The Saints won that game. I know it was by 17 points. I want to say it was 69-52. As Gray has that one ripped away by LJ Vaughn right there.
I know I was there with you for that game, but I
Yeah.
can also not remember the score.
I'm pretty sure I was right with 69-52.
You're telling me.
I'll go back and check. Here's Donovan Richardson. Has a height advantage over Brandon. The Saints, interestingly, in a zone here. As Brandon gets in there and knocks that one away. Now here's Gray on the wing, finds Wally Jones. Drives, floater, can't get the bounce. Gray goes in to tip it up, but can't get it to go down. Gray slow to get up. Steward has a 5-on-4 if they want it. Here's Preston Day. Nice pump fake, gets in the lane, gets it to go. Now Steward has opened up a 3-point advantage and a timeout. And the Saints go down 13-10. Out of the timeout, the Saints will have it with 6 minutes to go in the quarter. As now Darius Gray goes inside, count it and one. That's what he can do when he gets the ball in the post. And there's not much for an opposing defender. And Gray hits the free throw, so he'll complete the 3-point play. And this game right back to even. Saints have switched back to a man out of that timeout. As that's a nice pass inside for Richardson. He's fouled by Wally Jones. So 2 free throws coming up for him. And cannot hit the first. And hits the second, so 1 for 2 at the line for the U of R commit.
Now that I think of it, the only team I've seen not struggle with free throws here is Benedictine.
That's true. I wonder if that, excuse me, that was at Collegiate, sorry, the crooked rim. Now here's Darius Gray, what a fake. Puts 2 defenders in a spin cycle. As that one nearly thrown away, and it's stolen by Gray. He's running the break, kicks it out to Burnett in the corner. Finds Brandon wide open for 3. It's good. Elijah Brandon. And now a timeout for Steward. The Saints go on a quick 8-1 run after their timeout, and they lead 18-14. So the Saints respond very well out of their timeout. When they called it, they were down 13-10. Since then, they outscored Steward 8 to 1, not 18 to 1. As they're going to call it travel there against Ben Vaughn.
I'd sure love the Saints to go on the 18 to 1 run right now.
You know, if they wanted to score 10 unanswered, that would be great. So here's Brandon, gets it over to Brady Burnett. Burnett trying to find Cosby, ends up getting it to Darius Gray. Now Gray backing in, turning, falling, gets it to go. A tough shot from Gray. Here's Xavier Nelson. He'll pull up over Gray, and he gets that 3 to go. Before the game, Coach Jones talked about how limiting the three-point attempts for Steward is going to be a key. And he said they would make some tough shots. That's exactly what we saw there. Gray was out in his face, and I'm sure that's a shot the coaches would live with if they got it to go. Now Wally Jones on the other end from the corner. He'll answer. Here's Donovan Richardson going right back at Jones. Missed the shot. And the rebound pulled down by Burnett. Now the Saints looking to go quickly. Brandon spinning. Has to switch on to Richardson. Now finds Jones. Gets it into Gray. Burnett was wide open in the corner, but Vaughn came in to double. Took it away from Gray, but then lost the ball. Now Gray driving, gets inside. They're going to call that foul on the floor.
Another fun series of events there.
I know, these two teams have had some chaotic sequences between that and then the end of the first quarter. Not sure how that foul was not a shooting foul. So the Saints need to figure out who's going to... Oh, no, now they are going to change it to a shooting foul, maybe? And yes, they will. I was going to say it looked like it certainly should have been a shooting foul. The referees correct their initial call, and they'll give Gray 2. He missed the first, though. You know, if you had to find one weakness in Darius Gray's game, it would definitely be that free throw shooting. Has improved since last year. But certainly, maybe the only area of the game where you wouldn't consider it a strength. As he can't get the bounce on the second one, so 0 for 2 at the line. A dangerous pass there. Preston Day was barely able to get up to it. Now here's Stewart. A long 2. Those are the exact shots that Coach Jones was saying he wanted them to be taking before the game. A long contested 2. Now here's Gray at the top of the key. Finds Cosby in the corner. Quick release. No good. Rebound by Richardson. Richardson going right at Colin Johnson. Scoops it up. Great defense. And now the Saints looking to run. Here's Brandon. Finds Burnett alone in the corner. Puts it in. A favorable roll for Brady Burnett. And the Saints lead up to 9. The biggest lead of the game for St. Christopher's now with just under 2 minutes to go. And that's a nice pass from Vaughn. That's going to be an and 1 for Landis Stewart. First free throw is good. Excuse me, the only free throw. Now here's Brandon. Tough defense from Vaughn. They're going to call an offensive foul.
That one maybe not as obvious as the one against Burnett earlier.
I would agree. So now Burnett will check, excuse me, Brandon will check out. Gavin Johnson will come in. LJ Vaughn finds Preston Day, gets in the lane, kicks it out to the corner. Ben Vaughn, one dribble, tough shot over Cosby. Fell to the floor in the process. And now here's Gray going coast to coast. Tried to find someone on the perimeter, but nobody was open. Good job from Steward. And now Gray's going to back in. Not sure how a reach-in foul was not called there as Landis Steward fully wrapped around him to steal that ball away. But nevertheless, here's Preston Day over to LJ Vaughn. Vaughn gets around, shot blocked by Gray, but they're going to get Johnson on a foul. See, that's something that you like to see those players do. Once a whistle's blown, it doesn't matter what happens after the whistle. There's no reason to let a shot go up once a foul's been called. All that can happen is an and one.
And I think Darius gets a little bit of satisfaction out of doing that as well.
I would agree. So they're going to, once again, reverse their call on the floor. That's the second time in the last 3 or so minutes that they've initially called a foul on the floor and then changed it to a shooting foul. And I would say I agree with both of those decisions as Vaughn hits the first. And 2 for 2 at the line for LJ Vaughn. Saints lead is 4 with 41 seconds. Does not look like they plan on going 2 for 1. Now here's Stu Cosby over to Darius Gray. Nice pass in for Burnett, just couldn't control it. Somehow manages to get it back. Now Brandon over to Burnett in the corner. Can't get the roll. Gray skying in for the rebound, but they're going to call him for a foul. That was only foul number 2 on Gray, but it's the Saints' 5th of the quarter, so that's going to put Ben Vaughn at the line. And hits the first.
We've definitely seen more than 2 fouls from Steward this quarter, I thought.
I think you're right, but
the board says otherwise, but
so
it's been a fairly physical game.
It has been. The refs have done a good job at limiting the fouls to what they should be. Not calling those ticky-tack calls, but at the same time not letting defenders clobber the other team. So down to 6 seconds here in the first half. Elijah Brandon is going to drive inside, tries to kick it out, and that's going to be stolen by LJ Vaughn. So that'll do it for the first half. The Saints got their lead up to 9, but a 7-0 run by Steward in response cuts the St. Christopher's lead to 2 at the break. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
right back.
Hello and welcome back. Second half just about ready to get underway. The Saints got out to a 26-17 lead at one point, was their biggest of the game. But then Steward came storming back, ended the half on a 7-0 run, and just like that, the lead's down to 2, but an ill-advised pass there from Richardson, stolen by Brady Burnett. Here's Darius Gray, over to Elijah Brandon. Find Cosby at the top of the key, they get it into Gray, goes up strong through a lot of contact. And he'll go to the line for 2 shots. And Gray misses that one. So 0 for 2 at the line again. He's missed 4 straight. And 5 of his last 6. And now that's going to be off the leg of Vaughn. Not sure what happened there. I think he might have kicked it.
Kicked it, brushed off the leg. Saints ball.
I mean, if it was brushed off the leg, I don't think it would have flown like that.
You know, nice little knee scuff.
Maybe.
I mean, I didn't really play basketball in high school.
That's why we're up here and not out there. As now here's Darius Gray. Double team comes, finds Burnett. One dribble, gets in the lane. Can't get it to go, but Gray is right there for the rebound. And he'll lay it in.
Now, if the court was water and there were boats, I'd be out there.
Fair enough, fair enough. As now Richardson goes right at Jones. And a tough finish.
Steward's been doing well making those tough contested 2s.
Absolutely. That was something that Coach Jones talked about coming into the game, and they've done just that. So they're going to get Landis Stewart on a foul there.
Saints have done a great job making those contested, but Steward's also done a fantastic job fighting through those contested shots and making those points.
It's going to be foul number 3 on Stewart. As now Darius Gray backing in. Double team comes, but it comes too late. And easy pickings for Darius Gray down in the post. Inside for Nelson. One dribble over Brandon, way off. And now Gray pushing the pace himself. Darius Gray spinning, gets in the lane, can't get it to go. Cosby the rebound. Pump fake, goes up, lays it in. Nice move from Stu Cosby there to get open with 2 defenders crashing in on him. The lead is 6. Here's Nelson, gets inside, and 1. Xavier Nelson, I think maybe some miscommunication there by the Saints. Both Jones and Cosby thought they were switching off. It led to an easy look in the paint for Nelson. And Nelson hits the free throw. (32-29), 5:10 to go in the third quarter. Here's Cosby, finds Darius Gray in the paint. Brandon in the corner, quick release, no good, but Cosby another offensive rebound, and he'll lay it in again on the second chance. Here's Nelson, double team comes, they get it back out to LJ Vaughn. Now Richardson, Wally Jones doing a good job of hounding him. Now Richardson pulls up, tough shot, left it short. Great defense from Jones. Saints looking to run now. Brandon up ahead, Jones gets whacked, but no foul. Burnett manages to save it out to Brandon. And the Saints will reset. Here's Darius Gray trying to find Cosby. Vaughn doing a good job of denying the ball, even with a maybe 9-inch height disadvantage. But here's a three from Cosby. It's good. Steward Cosby, the lead up to 8 now for the Saints. Here's Xavier Nelson, can't answer. Gray rips the rebound away. That's gonna be Saints ball. Vaughn managed to throw it off of Gray, but he was standing out of bounds in the process.
It's like Darius just handed him back the ball while he was stepping out of bounds.
Yeah. Now Gray tries to go all the way down the court. Burnett slipped. Brandon can't run it down.
It was a good read by our QB #1.
Yeah. I think if Burnett didn't lose his footing, that play would have worked out beautifully.
Some issues downfield.
They'll find Preston Day. His three-pointer no good. Richardson fighting for the rebound, throws Burnett to the ground. Now Richardson goes inside, and Jones is going to foul him. Did a good job to make sure he couldn't get a good shot attempt up. So now 2 free throws upcoming for Donovan Richardson, and missed the first. Steward's been good at the line today, but couldn't hit there. And 0 for 2 at the line for Donovan Richardson. Not the guy you would expect to miss both. Now here's Stewart Cosby, throws it in for Gray. Triple team comes, but he's fouled. Here's Brandon. Cosby off the screen, pulls up, can't get it to go. Rebound by Preston Day. Xavier Nelson drives on Cosby. Good contest, left it short. Rebound taken by Burnett. Brandon knocked it away from his own teammate, but Saints managed to get it under control, and with Elijah Brandon at the top of the key. Now Burnett on the wing. Darius Gray at the free throw line, he traveled. Refs have been cracking down on those travels this year. And Gray, the first victim we've seen this game. And a timeout taken now by St. Christopher's. So we'll be back in a minute. So back out of the timeout after that travel. Steward will have it as Vaughn goes inside, blocked by Cosby. What a block there from behind.
That almost seemed effortless to him.
Yeah, that shot was right in his reach. As a massive height advantage for Richardson, they're going to call a block on Elijah Brandon. So now Harrison Miller will check in. Richardson finds Day in the corner. Over to Nelson. Here's Ben Vaughn, goes inside, he traveled. Second straight possession we've seen end with a travel. Now the Saints will have it back. Here's Gray, finds Brandon. In the corner for Miller, now gets Gray in the post. Double team comes quickly, finds Burnett. Head fake, drives inside. And a bit of a cheap shot there, as the whistle was already well blown. Saints bench not happy with that. The Saints will inbound from the baseline now. Burnett, the inbounder, had his own inbound pass knocked away, but then got it back, thought about a three. Now Gray goes up, and now Stu Cosby getting in there, and he's gonna draw a foul. Great effort on the boards tonight from Cosby. Pulled in a couple offensive rebounds, draws a foul there. That'll be foul number 5 on Steward. So Cosby will have free throws after this timeout. The Steward bench clearly does not seem very happy with the officials. So we'll be back in a minute. So out of the timeout, Stu Cosby will be at the line for 2 free throws. The Saints will have a chance to get the lead up to double digits for the first time tonight, as the Steward coach TJ Grimes still jawing with the officials. Right now the lead is at 9, which is a game high for the Saints. And they'll get it up to that 10. First time tonight it's been in double digits, obviously, as I just mentioned. And they've been very strong defensively this quarter. They've only allowed, I want to say, 4 points, as there's a travel there. Am I right on that number? 4? I believe it was 27-25 going into the half.
I believe you are right.
This will be a big chance in this last minute 15 for the Saints to try to pull away. If you can get that lead up to 14, that's a much better feeling than going in up 8. As Harrison Miller thought about a 3, now kicks to Burnett. As Harrison Miller thought about a 3, now kicks to Burnett. Knocked down. Knocked down. Couldn't get it to go, but he's going to go to the line for 3. Couldn't get it to go, but he's going to go to the line for 3. And if you're down by 10 points, fouling on a 3-pointer is one of the last things you want to be doing. Not that there's ever a time you want to be fouling on a 3-pointer, but especially not when you're down 10. And Burnett has the first one rim out. And 0 for 2 for Burnett so far. And hits the third. So 1 for 3 trip for Burnett. That'll be LJ Vaughn bringing it up. Steward needs a good end to this quarter with a minute to go. Here's Ben Vaughn. Xavier Nelson kicks it out to Vaughn. Deep 3. It's good. Steward needed it. The Saints lead back down to 8. The differential between shot and game clock is about 12 seconds, as now Gray drives inside. They're going to call an offensive foul. That's going to be number 3 on Darius Gray. So correction, that foul is going to be on Elijah Brandon, not Darius Gray. Which that's a big difference in this game. That would have been number 4. Excuse me, no, it would have been number 3 on Gray. As now Brandon will come out. So now Steward can hold for the final shot, down by 8. Here's Vaughn. Finds Richardson. Kicks it out to the corner. Day for 3. It's good. Back-to-back threes for Steward. As Cosby hoists from half court. Off the rim, no good. Back-to-back threes to end the quarter for Steward. Cut the lead back down to 5. And we have a good fourth quarter coming up. Fourth quarter, just about ready to get going, and we have a good ending for you here. The Saints extended their lead to what was a game high 11 points. It was 40-29. But then out of nowhere, Steward with an offense that was silent all quarter. They only had 4 points in the first 7 minutes of that quarter. Suddenly hit 2 threes, and just like that, this game right back within reach with the score 40-35. Here's Wally Jones. Finds Brandon in the corner. Jones over to Cosby. They'll get it into Gray. Darius Gray goes up, missed it, gets his own rebound through 4 defenders. He is shocked that no whistle was blown, and he has a case there. Now Richardson spinning, lays it in. The lead is back down to 1 possession.
After that 8-0 run.
Here's Wally Jones. They're trying to get it to Gray. Deflected off Xavier Nelson. It'll stay with the Saints with 13 on the shot clock.
Saints had a much slower tempo in that third quarter. Wondering if they're going to bring back a higher one here.
Here's Cosby. Manages to find Gray. Goes in strong. Can't get the roll. It was halfway down, but he'll go to the line for 2. I don't know how that shot didn't go in.
It's the rims.
So, yeah, something with the rims here. And Gray crucially hits a free throw. Lead back to 2 possessions now at 41-37. And 2 for 2 at the line for Gray. Productive trip. And the lead right back where it started for this quarter. Stewart. He hands it off to Day. Now Richardson, trap comes. Day gets inside, contested 2, gets it to go. Burnett gets it inside, Darius Gray goes up, missed it. Fight for the rebound, ripped away by Gray. Counted and 1! Darius Gray, a miracle shot. And he'll go to the line for a free throw as well. I don't know how he got that to go down. See, we were talking about that earlier. Once a whistle blows, a defender just needs to do everything they can to make sure a shot doesn't get up, because it's not like they can call 2,001 play. But Stewart, although Gray can't hit the free throw, so the lead will remain at 5. LJ Vaughn finds Day. Gets a screen from Nelson, switch on to Cosby. Now we'll get a screen from Stewart. It'll attack Gray. Floater, air ball. Tries to save it, wouldn't have mattered. Would have been a shot clock violation anyways. A great defensive possession there from the Saints.
Another interesting thing, we've seen no jump balls this game.
You are right. A big contrast from last week. I believe it was the LC Bird game. There was 5. But now here's Burnett in the corner. You bet! Brady Burnett! If he gets any space from behind the arc, he's lethal. And the Saints lead right back up to 8. Richardson goes right at Johnson. And they're going to get a foul. Going to be foul number 3 on Johnson.
Two Saints now with 3, Brandon and Johnson.
You are correct. And Richardson hits the first. And missed the second, so 1 for 2 at the line. The lead stays at 7. Here's Brandon. Finds Stu Cosby. Over to Brandon. He'll put up a 3. Bang! Elijah Brandon. The lead is 10 for St. Christopher's. A tough shot, but he gets it to go. Now on the other end, here's Day. No good. Rebound, Cosby. Now Brandon looking to run. And they're going to get a blocking foul. LJ Vaughn, the culprit. And just like that, all the momentum in this game is back with the Saints. They're going to take a timeout as they lead by 10 with 4:57 to go. Back out of the timeout. The Saints have it up 10 with under 5 minutes to go. Steward cut the lead down to 4, the lowest it's been since the start of the third quarter, but back-to-back threes from Brady Burnett and Elijah Brandon have put it up to 10 and make it 3. Stu Cosby. The Saints deadly from behind the arc in the fourth quarter. The lead up to 13, and Vaughn nearly turned it over, but they're going to get Burnett on a foul. Out to Vaughn. Has a height advantage on Brandon. Cosby tries to fly in to deny that shot, but came in a bit too late. Here's Gray. Trap comes. Gray drives inside, kicks it out to Burnett. And got it to go, but he had his heel on the line. That shot would have felt like a dagger. Assuming he still made it, it would have put the Saints up 14.
Even with that foot out of bounds for the player, it's still nice to feel that shot go through.
Absolutely. Now here's Richardson. They're going to get Johnson on a foul. That'll be number 4 for him. Into the corner for Day. Now it's with Ben Vaughn. Vaughn drives at Cosby. And they're going to get him for a foul. First one is good from Vaughn. Lead right back down to 10. And hits the second. So the lead is 9. Now here's Brandon streaking down the court. Nice pass to Johnson, but he missed it. Fight for the rebound. Body's on the floor. It's going to be a jump ball and possession arrow. Never mind. I believe they're going to say the Saints got a timeout off.
Great call from Coach Jones there.
Yeah. If he had called it half a second later, it would have been a jump ball and it would have been Steward basketball.
There's Gray to inbound following this timeout.
Gets to Brandon. Now finds Colin Johnson. And they're going to get a foul against Vaughn. And that'll do it for Ben Vaughn. He is not happy going to the bench. But
It's been one of Steward's crucial players here tonight as well.
yeah. So they'll bring in Harrison Hazelgrove off the bench. And Gray finds Burnett. Saints content to just let clock burn, but Burnett takes a tough shot, gets whacked on the way up. No call. Now here's Preston Day. Each possession crucial for Steward. Day for 3. It's good. A big shot for Day. The lead down to 6 now for the Saints. As LJ Vaughn gets clobbered from that screen by Colin Johnson. Gray goes up, lays it in. And Vaughn is down. They're going to call a medical timeout. We'll be back. Welcome back. A Steward team that's already thin is going to be without one of their top contributors, likely for the rest of this game, I'd assume. Lead 8 now for the Saints. Here's Stewart. Finds Preston Day. Xavier Nelson. Right back over to Day. Hazelgrove hoists and hits! No matter what the Saints are throwing at them, Steward just won't go away. A game that looked close to being over a little bit ago. Now the lead down to 6. Here's Brandon. Driving, gets inside, finds Gray. Shot clock down to 3. Gray goes up, gets the roll. A tough shot from Gray in the paint. Puts the lead right back at 8. Here's Day. Finds Nelson. Pulls up from the free throw line. Way off. Hazelgrove saves it right to Gray.
I can't say that one was nothing but net.
And they're going to start the foul game as Brandon will be put at the line. And Brandon hits the first. And 2 for 2 at the line. The lead is up to 10 now for the Saints. And they're going to take a timeout. Desperation time upcoming for the Spartans as the Saints lead 59-49 with 1:40 to go. So out of the timeout now, Steward needs to work quickly. Here's Donovan Richardson. He's had a surprising lack of involvement in the second half. They're still shying away from going to him. They need to move quicker than this. Down 10, they cannot afford to be taking up this much time. Way off on that shot. And Burnett gets it to Brandon. Elijah Brandon gets around Hazelgrove. He'll be fouled. So 2 more upcoming at the line. Brandon hits the first. And 2 for 2 at the line. Now Colin Johnson will check out and Wally Jones comes back in. The lead is 12 for the Saints with 1:15. Here's Richardson. And they're going to call a block on Brandon.
Official timeout to dry a spot on the court.
So now 2 free throws upcoming for Richardson. And he hits the first. And 2 for 2 out the line. Gray, the inbounder, finds Brandon. Over. Right back to Gray. Now up ahead to Cosby. Here's Burnett. And Stewart will foul.
A little bit earlier, when it was a 6-point game, there was one parent yelling out a false shot clock for both sides. I don't know if anyone else heard that, but
I did, yeah. I didn't realize it was the same person for both teams, though.
Yeah, I didn't either until they did it 5 times in a row.
Fair enough.
But maybe some supporters from neither St. Chris nor Steward here.
Now the lead right back to 12. Here's Richardson for 3. Missed it. Hazelgrove has it ripped away by Cosby. And Steward looks like might concede finally. We'll see if they foul one more time. Oh, maybe they won't, as here's Brandon. Gets inside. Gets it out to Cosby. And it looks like they will not foul again. As Burnett drives inside, goes up strong. That should have been a goaltend. As Johnson missed it on the second effort.
They're not fouling, but they're sure not making it easy.
Absolutely not. And Nelson goes inside, tries to slam it home, missed it. And that'll be all here from Benedictine. We'll be back tomorrow for the championship. Saints win 63-51, and they'll move on.
7 straight wins now for St. Christopher's.
I believe it's 8. I might be wrong about that. But
it could be 8. I just saw the Max Preps article this morning.
I believe that Max Preps is not updated with the John Carroll win.
I saw that article first, so I don't know.
Maybe. But have not lost since the first game of the year. And they'll continue that streak here with a 63-51 win against Steward. I'm Edison Palumbi alongside JT Mason for SCC TV. We thank you all for tuning in. Saints win 63-51.